Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be talking about my favourite acoustic guitar, the Martin 0015M. So this particular guitar I bought second-hand quite recently with my very first paycheck. This is the earlier 2000s model. I think this one is from somewhere around 2002-ish, and it's quite beautiful. It's a solid mahogany top, solid mahogany back and sides, mahogany neck and rosewood fretboard. This was Martin's kind of more minimalistic guitar range that they're really aiming to singer-songwriters who are on a bit more of a budget. So there's kind of no frills here, no binding, no heavy inlays, nothing super fancy, but it's kind of just raw, stripped back and just beautiful in general. It's super nice. It's much more mellow than any other guitars I own, particularly those with a spruce top. The body profile is interesting. It's quite thin from a body perspective. Other acoustic guitars like standard dreadnoughts are a little bit deeper, but surprisingly this doesn't miss out on much of the bass response. It's still quite good. It's not super bassy, but I don't think I'd want it to be super bassy. For me, it's kind of that right amount of bass response, but the trebles and the mids are super sweet. I think these retail for about £1,500 brand new here in the UK, the price of which has gone up quite a lot recently because I think there's been a mahogany shortage or some restrictions put in place on sourcing mahogany, and as a result the supply of mahogany has gone down, but the demand's more or less stayed the same or even gone up, so up goes the price. But you can still get some good deals second hand. So I paid about £850 for this guitar with a hard case, and I think that is a damn good deal. There are a few dings on it. I mean, it's 20 years old, it's not going to be pristine. The pick guard has a few scratches on it. There are a few kind of sweat marks just from age and playing on the guitar. I think that kind of adds some character though. Again, on the back there's a kind of a sweat mark buckle rash thing going on towards the center of the body. The strap pin is ever so slightly misaligned, but I'm probably gonna put a pickup in this eventually, so that doesn't bother me too much. There's a few kind of dinks along the neck from where other people have put capos along the neck and perhaps knocked them when they're playing, but I'm probably going to do that anyway, so I'm not that bothered. And the same goes for the headstock. There's a few marks on the headstock where the previous owners or people who have worked on the guitar have used string winders to speed up the restringing process, and they've kind of marked the headstock a little bit, but all in all, the marks are not that noticeable for a guitar of this age, and it's in great condition. So as you can see, it's very versatile for strumming. It's nice and soft, mellow, really brings out the chords quite well, but it's also really nice for finger picking. So I've always wanted one of these guitars since I was a kid. One of my biggest inspirations in songwriting is an artist called Dallas Green from City and Colour, and he used one of these for the majority of his first few albums. I think that kind of tone profile has just stuck with me. It's something that I've always been looking for in acoustic guitars that I play. More recently, another artist that I found that uses not this specific guitar, but I think a mahogany guild, is Nick Drake, and he's got this really, really indescribable mellow guitar tone coming from two things, one being what's likely to be an all mahogany guitar body, and the other thing being his really, really dead strings. What I'm doing on this guitar is trying my best not to break the strings so that they age and get that really dead, dull tone, and then I can try and get some Nick Drake inspired sounds going on. So would I recommend this guitar to you? Yes, if you have the budget for it. It's a very easy guitar to play, and I think anyone would love this thing. I think if you're starting out, there'll be better options for your money if you have a smaller budget. But if you can afford one of these, even at the kind of second-hand price that I paid, it's definitely worth trying to scout out for one, because it will be a guitar that you are likely to own forever and never want to get rid of. I'll never be getting rid of this thing. It's going to stick with me forever and hopefully join me on my journey of writing many more songs. One other thing to note is that the newer model of this mahogany guitar has a couple of differences from this one. One being that this has circular inlays. The newer ones have this kind of diamond club inlay thing. And the tuners on here have kind of these standard tuning peg kind of things, whereas the new model has these slightly smaller, more vintage looking tuners, which I think look better in my opinion, but hey ho. Back before Martin updated this range, there are also a few models that were branded under different names. I think the J15 was one of them. It's very similar to this guitar in that it's all mahogany with a very similar body profile, but I think it was the kind of jumbo version, and I don't think there's a huge amount of information online about that particular model, so if you find one, it might be worth picking it up. So, in the comments, let me know what you think. Are you thinking of buying one of these, or are you thinking of buying a Martin in general? Or are you just having an explore and seeing what's out there? I don't think there's too much more to say about this guitar, so I'm going to end this video here, and I'll see you again next time. Bye. If that plane could go away, that'd be great. Trying to make a video, man. It's going to land now.